Hi, I'm Witt from Taylor Guitars, and I'm here in Houston at Fuller's Vintage Guitar, walking you through some of the different Taylors that they have in stock. Now, Fuller's is a great place to come if you're looking for a Taylor, because any day of the week they have 100 to 150 different models in stock. Everything from standard production models all the way up to one-of-a-kind, cool custom shop, build-to-order Taylors. For instance, what I'm holding here is a really great Koa T5. And the T5 came out in 2005, and it's one of Taylor's greatest accomplishments. It's won pretty much every major award that you could win. The first year that it came out, it won both Acoustic Guitar and Electric Guitar of the Year. The reason is because it's a hybrid guitar that is 100% acoustic and 100% electric. The guitar itself is fully hollow. It's a thin line acoustic, so that's where the T comes from. And the 5 comes from a 5-way switch that controls combinations of 3 pickups on board. One is a pickup buried beneath the fretboard, one is a stacked humbucker right here, and then one is a body sensor stuck to the underside of the soundboard, right? With that 5-way switch, I'm turning on and off different pickups. Because it's fully electric and fully acoustic, to get the most out of this guitar, you would want both an acoustic amp and an electric amp. You don't have to have that, but it would be kind of like buying a Ferrari and just using it in first gear all the time. If you want to get the most out of this guitar, you want both acoustic and electric to use both sides of the guitar's personality. Okay? In that first position, I'm going to have the under neck pickup as well as the body sensor turned on. And for that, it's an acoustic sound. I'm going through an acoustic amp right behind me. Really great acoustic sound, right? That's because that body sensor is turned on. If I go to position number 2, it turns off the body sensor. Now positions 2 through 5, I'm just using a neck pickup and a bridge pickup, okay? So the sound of a neck pickup is kind of jazzy and dark and warm and round and wooden sounding, all right? And this is no different. So if I switch over to my electric amplifier, I'm going to get that same response. Get that kind of dark, full sound. What's cool about the T5 is it's a 9-volt driven guitar, okay? So it has an onboard preamp, and that preamp allows me to cut and boost the volume and the EQ. Now, cut and boost, why would you want to do that? All right, so for the bass knob and the treble knob, I have a center detent, a center notch, and that's like an EQ pass-through. But I can add treble and add bass that aren't intrinsically in T5, or I can take away treble and take away bass. And musically, the reason you want to do that is because it unlocks more personalities from your T5. For instance, on that neck pickup, if I add a ton of bass and I take away a lot of treble, then I'm going to get something that sounds like this. So I get something that has a real jazz box sound to it, right? So you're going to do your chord melody thing, wear a beret, all that good stuff. If I do just the opposite, I'm going to add a ton of treble and take away a ton of bass, well, now I get something that's totally different, right? Okay, now I get almost like the neck pickup on a classic Fender guitar, right? If I go to position number 3, I'm going to get just the bridge pickup by itself. Now I've flattened out the EQ again. A bridge pickup traditionally is more bright and sharp and spanky sounding, okay? So now you got a real country sparkle sound. If you add some compression, some slapback delay, you're doing country gigs all day long. Or if you add a ton of distortion. Or switch back and forth. Okay, So if you're switching back and forth, it means you can do these great classic rock intros that involved an acoustic breakdown or an acoustic intro where they had a lead guitar solo halfway through the song. All of that can be done with a T5 and a few effects and a couple of amps and a Sherpa and some ego. So, all right, so moving on, positions 4 and 5 give us both pickups on at the same time, all right? Now the difference is in position 4, it winds them in parallel, in position 5, it winds them in series. Now, I help myself remember because a 4 can look like a P and a 5 can look like an S. Sonically, what you're going to get, in parallel, you get the sound going through both pickups at once and then out through your guitar rig into your electric guitar amplifier. In series, the sound goes through one pickup and then it gain stages into the second one and then out through your guitar rig. Okay, so in series, it creates like one big, humongous humbucker sound. All right, and in parallel, it sounds sparkly and clean. Now, if I go to that position number 4, I have my EQ flat. I've got just a little bit of delay on, but no effects or anything like that. In parallel, these two pickups are going to sound kind of like a 50s hollow body, right? Like I'm gonna take you fishing. Okay, but in series, I get a very similar sound. It's just a little bit more full, right? So when it's more full, I like to add a little bit of overdrive, and you get something that sounds kind of like now 60s rockabilly, rock and roll guitar. With built-in tremolo, right? So that's the T5 guitar. Now keep in mind, Taylor is not trying to replace any one of your guitars, right? If you live on your favorite electric guitar, T5 is not trying to replace that, but it's for a whole different market of people. If you really need versatility in one instrument, or if you cover a lot of different kinds of music in one gig or one show or one day, T5 is great for that because you don't need a bike rack full of guitars, right? It's a great guitar with a really healthy kind of multiple personality disorder. And what it's really meant to give you is option overload, right? If you want to get the rock thing out of your system, grab your T5. If you want to get the country thing out of your system, grab your T5. If you want to get the acoustic thing out of your system, grab your T5, all right? It does all those different things. So, one guitar on one stand gives you lots of different personalities. So, that's the T5 from Taylor Guitars. If you have questions about this guitar, or any of the other T5s they have in stock, or anything and all things Taylor, definitely call Fuller's Guitar. That's fullersguitar.com is the URL, or call us here in Houston. We'll see you next time.